In the Stands podcast, coming back at you. Andy Roberts, Jason Loggins, Tony Cash.
Yo.
Special guest today, Clay Hammons. Clay, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Quick intro on Clay. Clay, he is a doctor of physical therapy and the founder of Performance Solutions and Rehabilitation. After years working in the traditional physical therapy model, he saw firsthand that the system often fell short in truly helping people get better. So he built a different approach centered on one-on-one care, focusing on the root cause treatment and long-term results. Today, Clay works with athletes and active adults to help them move better, recover from injury, and perform at their highest level. He is also a husband, a dad, and a coach, bringing real-life, practical perspective to helping people show up stronger for the things that matter the most. Clay, once again, thanks for being on.
Absolutely, man. Thank you for having me.
Just
awesome.
Just tell us a little bit, Clay, what you do there, maybe the athletes you're working with as far as different types, things like that.
Yeah, so we do, kind of a little bit of everything, really, but focus on youth athletes up to, kind of just your everyday active adult that's getting out there. And, the model's a little bit different, so it's on a cash pay basis. And that's really the way I wanted it because there's a lot of issues going on with the insurance model these days. You go to insurance-based PT, you walk in the clinic, you may see the therapist for about 10 to 15 minutes. You're getting treated at the same time as 3 other people. You're not really, well, you may be getting your money's worth because not really.
Sure.
You go in and pay a little copay depending on what your deductible is. But so when you come see me, it's a little bit different. It's one-on-one care for your whole session. It's not timed. So I may spend, depending on what I got going on, I may spend an hour and a half with you. If you got time, I may spend 2 hours with you. We're just going through everything, and it's really all about you and all about your goals, not what the insurance company's goals are for you. That's what we try to do there. So in terms of the athletes, really kind of focus more on the baseball side of things. I think that's kind of really become my niche, but also see everything from football, basketball, and just kind of a little bit of everything in between. So
sure. Well, I know, just to let everybody know, Clay has been working with my oldest son, Lewis, who pitches. And so I was just really intrigued. The biggest reason we wanted you on the show, I just was really intrigued after hearing from you, learning about really how important the long-term care is. I know these days with pitchers, it just seems so many people are focused on, are they throwing in the 90s? Can we get to the 90s? How hard and fast do they throw? And we're starting to see, I feel like, I know around here we're starting to see a lot more injuries, a lot more kids tearing their arms, things like that. Yep. You've brought up some really interesting points on, what you should be doing as far as maybe getting that speed out of your body naturally and not how fast can you get to 90 and things like that. So do you want to just talk a little bit about that, the things you advise and what you focus on?
So, yeah, what I see a lot is, you maybe got a 10-year-old baseball player, 11-year-old baseball player, 12-year-old baseball player coming on board, right? And they're playing ball. Now they're playing travel ball. They're playing year-round, et cetera. Is that athlete even ready to throw a baseball correctly? Have they even been evaluated? Has their body been evaluated, right? Pretty much all youth baseball players think they throw with their arm. And that couldn't be further from the truth. You're going to throw it with your body. I always use the analogy of the train. You got an engine, you got a caboose. And that's what I always ask my kids, which one do you think your arm is during that? And they always go the engine. And I say wrong. And it's a complete mindset shift right there. What do you mean I don't throw with my arm? Well, you throw with your body. But can your body move the way it needs to move to throw a baseball? And so really what we do is we go in and we look at the whole entire body, from the toe to the ankle to the hips to the spine and all the way up to the arm. And usually what I find is I don't really treat the arm a whole lot. I usually treat the body. And that's really my approach to it.
One of probably the most interesting things that we talked about when, Lewis started doing this was, kind of the research you've done on long toss. And I think everybody out there, I always assumed, I know everybody talks about pitchers getting their arms stronger, doing a lot of long toss. And you kind of have a different perspective on that, which opened my eyes. But you want to talk a little bit about that?
I'm not a huge fan of long toss. I know everybody does it, and you'll get some people that love it. But, you know, my approach is always go where the research takes me. So when you go start reading the research on long toss, it doesn't really make you stronger. Doesn't really make your arm stronger. If you want to get stronger, go lift weights. But if you long toss, you know, and you start getting, you know, max distances, 200 feet, 250 feet, further back, you've got to change your body's orientation to throw that ball up and that far. So your shoulders have to tilt more this way each time you throw. Well, that's not how we're throwing, especially if we're a pitcher. We're not throwing like this, right? I'm trying to throw downhill this way. So you're really just increasing the external rotation of your arm, which most baseball players don't need more external rotation. So you're adding about 10 to 15 degrees of external rotation, which that's going to put more valgus stress on your elbow. And you don't need it to get stronger. Like I said, if you want to get stronger, go lift weights. You know, some of the best pitchers in baseball didn't long toss because they didn't like the way it feels. You know, I mean, one of the best was probably Nolan Ryan. I don't think he long tossed much past 90 feet.
You're right.
He threw pretty hard. Had a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah, you notice you don't have those. You didn't back in those days, Nolan Ryan days. You didn't have elbow injuries like we are having consistently now
Right.
in this day and time. So
Well, to hear you say that, I grew up with the philosophy: you throw a long toss. That's how your arm gets stronger.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think a lot of people,
Nah.
you know, still do.
That's
But
what I've been-
it makes sense. I mean,
Yeah, and I mean, you got to think about it. So if I'm throwing a max intensity, you know, am I throwing it any harder at 250 feet than I am at 120 or 90 feet? No, but I'm throwing with better mechanics, and I'm throwing on plane. I'm not getting back here, and then my arm's not getting back at max external rotation.
Wow.
And was Nolan one of them? I think you told me at one point some of them now even warm up with a football. They actually just throw a football before
Yeah.
going out to throw a bullpen. So
Yeah, I think football's really good to warm up with, and you know, kind of get your arm up, flipped up early, and you know, unless you throw a football with your arm down here, then that can be bad because that's not getting your arm flipped up at front foot strike. So
Wow. So you don't like it when pitchers go down like that? Man, my mind is getting blown right now.
I know.
Because with pitchers, we're teaching them to go down.
getting their arm down.
Yeah, and then to
So-
rotate.
So that's okay to get down, but you know, whenever the front foot strikes, we really want that arm flipped up.
Okay.
So it's okay to go down as long as we're getting it here at front foot
Okay.
strike.
All right.
Yeah.
But I see some that are at front foot strike, even, you know, and they're here, and then now we gotta go and get it there, and that just hurt my arm doing that. So
Okay.
you can imagine doing that 100 times over the course of a game and
No. Wow.
shredded.
Do you? This is just a curiosity question. You may not even really know the answer to this, but I am curious now. And we are even on the MLB level seeing a lot of arms tear now. There's a lot of programs out there that are just so focused on speed and not
Velo,
mechanics.
yeah.
And I know we've talked a little bit. That's pretty much why we're seeing so many injuries now. I wonder at the recruiting level if they are just focused on speed right now, or if recruiters are still looking a lot at mechanics and understand how pitchers should be pitching.
I don't think that they're looking at mechanics a lot. I think they're just really looking at the radar gun still. You know?
Velocity
Um,
release.
I mean, you know, if you can, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can still probably get signed if you throw 95 and not throw many strikes.
Yeah.
Say, well, I can work with you and make you throw strikes, but you know, those are two different things. Those are two different, you know, like we have to master ruthless, you know, kind of mastery of mechanics first to build the foundation. When we do that, the velo comes naturally.
Okay.
It's not forced velo,
Right.
right? I mean, it's like I was working with a kid. I think, you know, one of my best stories is this kid I got last year. He's 12 now. I got him at 11. Came in to see me with an elbow injury, pretty bad. I thought he had a fracture. Turned out it was negative. Rehabbed his elbow, looked at his body. I mean, just wasn't able to move and load the way that he needed to in his spine and his ankle. And so yes, we treated the elbow, but then we focused a lot on his spine and his ankle, got him moving better, taught him how to throw and load correctly, and then he got better where he could throw pain-free. And I've been working with him kind of off and on for about a year now, pretty consistent, like once a week or once every other week, do a bullpen, and he is killing it this year. I think he's had three outings in seventh grade baseball. He pitched 11 innings, 17 strikeouts, 3 walks, 0 earned run average.
Oh, wow.
And doing it pain-free.
Yeah. And he's ticked up about 7 to 8 miles an hour on his fastball.
Wow. Yeah, that's huge.
So like I said, once you don't force velo, focus on ruthless mastery of mechanics, and then once your body feels that timing and sequencing, the ball just comes out.
Okay.
And then, so now what he's done at 12 years old is he's figured that out, right? And then when he goes through puberty, lifts weights, gets 16, 17, all right, now let's go get some more juice out of it because you've already got a foundation.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I like that.
What about, I know this is a hot topic these days, year-round. I guess year-round baseball and then year-round sports in general.
Yeah, you got to take time off if you're playing year-round. I mean, I always kind of point parents over to, what's it called? The Major League Baseball, it's called something pitch smart guidelines. I think they do a good job. They should probably pay attention to their own thing. That would be wise if they would make their players pay attention to those guidelines. I think they'd have less injuries, but I don't think they're really concerned about that at that level.
Right.
That's a whole nother podcast. But so you can kind of go on there and it breaks it down by age, and basically you need about 2 to 3 months off from not throwing a baseball. So not saying you can't go train, not saying you can't go lift weights, you can't go get stronger, you can't go do drill work.
Right.
But actually not throwing a baseball, that's really what I would recommend, about 2 to 3 months from not throwing a baseball. And I don't think kids are doing that these days.
They're not. I can go ahead and tell you.
Yeah.
I'm actually in conversations because I don't want to do fall ball this coming year because of that.
Yeah.
Especially with middle school. My oldest will be going in 7th grade, so he can try out for the middle school team. I feel like he can make it. They start throwing in October.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we get done playing in the middle of June this year towards the end. I don't want to do anything till he starts doing that. And I got to have a conversation with my parents about it. But that's what you got to rest is what I've always been told.
Yeah, you do have to rest. And that's why I think, you got to play multiple sports too, because it kind of gives you that rest a little bit, especially in your arm. If you go from baseball to football or baseball over to basketball, you're just becoming a better overall athlete, and you're not doing the same repetitive motion all the time. And I think that leads to a lot. And there's just such a big push now in baseball, especially to play year round. Some programs make you. You go say, hey, if you don't play with us in the fall, you can't play with us in the spring.
Yeah.
And it's like, they just want to play baseball.
A lot of them are turning into that, and I hate it. Don't get me started on that.
And it's a money pit, too.
That's all it is. It's a money grab.
It's money
It's
grab.
all a money grab, and it's just, it's really hurting kids in the long run. So.
I like what you said about playing multiple sports. Is it true that, I think we say, I have no scientific data to back this up, but if you play multiple sports, obviously you're not doing the same things, but does that not help each sport out when you're doing the different movements?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, so you're doing different movement patterns, and that's just going to make you become an overall better athlete.
Okay.
So you're learning your body, your body's learning to move in different ways, different planes, different patterns. That's just going to make you a better whatever sport that is that you're playing. If you're playing another sport and you're learning a different movement pattern.
Okay.
Yeah.
That kind of led into the next question I was about to ask, and you probably just answered it, but if you feel like kids now are just focusing on one sport too early. I feel
Absolutely.
I feel like we see a lot of that now.
Yeah. And you can look at really any podcast that's going on there, and they got Major League Baseball players talking about, and they're all huge advocates of playing multiple sports.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you would catch anybody saying, yes, you have to go and focus on this. And so why wouldn't you listen to those guys?
Yeah.
And just be a kid, have fun instead
Yeah.
of being just locked down on one.
Absolutely.
Well, I got a curiosity question, talk about like arm care and whatnot, because I've read it in the last few years when pitchers back in the day come off the mound, or if you had a sore shoulder or whatnot, ice it immediately.
Mm-hmm.
Is that still recommended? Because I've read differing things.
Yeah, you're not seeing a lot of people still do ice.
Okay.
And I think really the thought process there is, when you throw, you're going to create a small inflammatory process. Well, that's how your body truly goes in and heals itself. So we don't want to go retard that with ice or anti-inflammatories. It's okay to have some muscle soreness for a day or so.
Okay.
Right. But so we kind of want the body to go in and do its thing, and now you're actually seeing a lot of people afterwards go in and doing more like the heat thing.
Okay.
Than the ice. And so, I think ice is good and it's got a place, but mainly if there's a little bit more, like an acute injury or something like that. But just in terms of general arm care after, we're actually seeing the opposite.
Okay.
So another curiosity question, and I know you work with different sports, different ages, all that, males and females. Is there a most common injury you're seeing right now, and or more common between males and females, or?
I would say what I see more in my clinic right now is probably little league elbow, little league shoulder.
Wow.
Which is just a growth plate injury. It's just overuse and overstress. It's not all the time that they're throwing too much, but they're throwing too much incorrectly.
Makes sense.
So the coaches and the parents may be doing an okay job of managing their load, but they're not loading correctly. And so it's teaching them how to move their body efficiently. And then you can go do the same load without pain because you're not getting the stress on your arm. It's kind of leading to what I was saying earlier. It's like, complete mindset shift of what's are you the engine or are you the caboose with your arm? And all kids, I would say 95+%, they say, oh, my arm's the engine, I throw with my arm. No, your arm finishes.
Well, and we were talking earlier, it's so ironic to me when we talk about Little League baseball, travel baseball, and youth. The way these tournaments are set up aren't even the way baseball is set up once you get to high school and into college and all that.
It's so true.
You got a weekend full of baseball, a lot of it Friday night to Sunday. Really, even as they get older into high school, travel is sometimes now Thursday to like Tuesday and Wednesday. But you're playing baseball all weekend, and it's a chess game with pitchers. But you've got a lot of them that'll throw some Saturday. They're coming back Sunday and throwing some more. And we don't see a lot of regulations as far as pitch count. Some of the organizations are different. Some of them just go off innings. I know we talked about that, and that's crazy.
It's insane to me.
And then we don't talk about, okay, if it is that important that, let's just say, okay, a kid can't go out and throw, 75, 95 pitches in a weekend. They cap it. Well, that also doesn't take into account, okay, if he's throwing Saturday and Sunday, and let's just say that kid ends up between the 2 days, 5 innings he's pitched. Well, how many times was he on that mound warming up in between innings?
Yeah.
And sometimes an umpire, and I know it's just kind of their preference, but, they'll stand over there and they might let them throw 6 warm-up pitches, and some of them will go 12 or 14, and they're throwing hard. And those pitches, okay, 5 innings. Now you've got another really 50 pitches you could have thrown in warm-ups.
Well, what about going to play third base right after, or shortstop, or warming up in between multiple games? You going hot, cold, hot, cold.
Yeah. That's it's not just about the pitch count, and that's what I don't love. Is pitch count is good. Don't get me wrong. It's good. We want to know how many pitches they throw, but what is your overall load? Are you playing center field? Are you playing shortstop after you pitch? Are you playing catcher? Which I would not recommend that, because that's a lot of throws. You're throwing the ball every play. So while it's good, it is not the end-all be-all looking at just pitch count. You have to look at your overall load, and then you have to look at too. You got kids playing travel, and then they're playing school too, and so are those coaches on the same page? Or they what's really going on there. So there's a lot of load to manage, and I think that's the best thing for parents to understand is, we really got to manage their overall load, how much they're throwing. Are they getting the proper rest after they throw? Are they doing good arm care? Are they doing good body care? And then are they taking a good 2 to 3 months off from throwing a baseball?
Yep. Well, I know as far as in our household, you had Lewis do that. He put the baseball down for 2 months, and it did tremendous. He said he feels great.
Man, he's doing awesome. That last bullpen we threw, he was looking really, really good.
I'm going to tell everybody this is, we wanted to have Clay on here because it was just so interesting to us. And as I would tell Cash and Loggins, just some things that Clay brought to my attention in the research he's done. It was kind of eye-opening. So I knew everybody would probably be really interested, intrigued to hear all this. So that's why we had him on here. But I'm still going to make a plug for him because I'm going to tell you right now, Lewis is now 16 years old. He's played baseball since 7 or 8, I guess, and he's worked with some really good pitching coaches. So I'm definitely not knocking the ones he's worked with because there's been some really good ones. But he said his body has never felt better. He's never understood more on how to throw a baseball than just the last few months with you. So
that's awesome.
That's huge props, and it just shows how important it is to learn how to throw the right way. So it's been a big help to him.
Yeah, and I think that's really the biggest thing I think for any athlete to understand really is like I probably spend more time educating my people than I do actually working with them, because if you don't understand why you're doing something, I don't think you're going to do it well. But if you can understand why you're doing something, and you can understand the movement, and you can understand the anatomy, and you can understand the physiology, and you can understand the biomechanics, well then it becomes a different ballgame at that point. You understand why your body's moving the way it's supposed to be moving and how to feel it. And I think that's what he's doing and seeing now is going, oh man, I'm able to load my body correctly, store energy, transfer energy, feel that timing and sequencing happen. The ball flies out. I don't feel like I'm even throwing the ball tomorrow. I mean, that's what he said last time. He was like, I don't know. I don't even feel my arm. I said, bingo.
Nice. Yeah, that's truly amazing. Is there anything out there you can tell all athletes as far as no matter the sport they play, male, female, is there anything certain they need to be doing that could help prevent any kind of injuries, whether it be stretching, resting? I mean, is there anything that's more important in any of that?
I don't think that there's like one magic thing. If I had to, this is not to say that, this is no thing I'm trying to say that you have to come and see me, but I wish that every parent, every athlete would go either see me or somebody like me before they go start playing sports. At least one time. Go and get evaluated and see what's going on with my body as a whole. Because it's never truly the injury site that is the problem. That's just where the symptoms manifest.
Sure.
And so, like I said, we may find something, in a kid, but a kid may come in with like shoulder pain or elbow pain. Like I said, we end up treating his spine or his hip or his big toe or his ankle more.
Yeah.
And then we go, it's not your arm. That's just where the stress is happening because we're not doing something else well with our body. And so I wish everybody would really just go get evaluated just one time. If you just do it one time to get a baseline and go, okay, here's what you got to work on. All right, lay it out for you. You got this stretch, you got this strengthening exercise, you got this. This is what I want you to do for mechanical drills, and then see what happens.
Yeah.
What age would you recommend doing that? I mean, I know you said before they play sports, but heck, we're starting at 5 now.
Yeah, I know. That's another thing.
Well, I mean, I'm seeing, now, travel ball's really kicking up around 9 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
probably.
Why wouldn't you do that? I mean, you have a hitting coach or a pitching coach on the side. Why not go
Yeah.
get checked out and get that baseline like you
Yeah.
were talking about? It's a no-brainer. But
It's going to be a lot cheaper than, going in and having
UCL
surgery at
so, yeah.
13, 14, 15. Because that's what we're seeing, in terms of UCL surgeries. I'm pretty sure most UCL surgeries now are on kids 19 and younger.
Wow.
So,
Well, I don't get baffled a lot because I'm pretty much the smartest person on this podcast with these two bozos. But I'm baffled, and I know it's a different release point, but for fast pitch softball
Yeah.
compared to baseball, you said you don't really see any girls' softball injuries just because it's
Well,
just
it's-
different. I mean,
Well, yeah, it's funny you say that. I actually had a mom contact me. I think she's down in Lawrenceville area. Her daughter just had a labral surgery. She's 15, so I don't know if that's more from pitching or just throwing from the field. I haven't really I haven't really talked to her much about it yet. But so we are. So there we are. We do see it, and I have seen softball players in the past. But I don't think that we see the same injury rate
sure.
that we do from baseball.
Is it not? No, because my dad, he was a fast pitch coach.
Mm-hmm.
He told me it was the most natural. When you fast pitch, it's a natural arm motion. I mean, he had a torn rotator cuff. He was still able to fast pitch because of the way that his body, he couldn't hardly throw overhand. So is that true? And my dad's not a doctor, so.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know if that's true. I mean, it's definitely less stress. But I think most people, in terms of natural ability, I mean, if you tell any kid to go pick up a ball and throw it, I think most of them are going to pick it up and throw it like this. So in terms of natural ability, I don't know if that's the more natural way, but I think it's less stress on the arm. But I think you can also have less stress on the arm when you throw overhead too, in terms of moving your body. Staying closed to your target, like we're working with Lewis, staying closed and then rotating. We're putting the arm in a good position. Now we fire the arm downhill with gravity, not open up, drag my arm, fire my arm uphill, and then try to finish. And I think that's why we're seeing a lot of injuries. And those are the simple. I mean, my approach is stupidly simple. I mean, there's nothing crazy about it. It's just master the stupidly simple mechanics.
Well, we'll end with this question. We like to throw this out there every now and then on this podcast. I know it's not baseball. I know you focus a little more on baseball, but Jordan or LeBron, which one are you taking?
Oh my gosh!
He's thinking about it. So this
Is this cause Randy texts us?
No, I mean,
At 12 o'clock.
yeah,
I'm telling you,
this is ongoing.
Man, it's a loaded question. It's a very popular question. I mean, I'm going to have to go with Jordan.
thank you.
For me, he's the GOAT. Just the era of basketball that he came up in, I think it was a lot tougher. I think defense was played a lot more. I mean, LeBron's great, and he's a great athlete. I mean, I don't think anybody can argue that. But,
No.
for me, it's Jordan.
Thank you.
yep. I mean, he's played for a long time, and he still hasn't hit some of the records Jordan has.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I think he's just playing now just to keep that, the all-time point scorer record out of reach. Which
I don't think anybody's going to come close to
No.
touching that.
No, because it's a different game now. You won't see any 18-year-olds coming straight out of high school. But
Well, they limited that. You had to go to college. They made the 1 year rule.
Ironically, I don't even know if we talked about this last time, and LeBron is one heck of an athlete. Obviously, he's remarkable. But I'm going Jordan and Kobe. Everybody says Jordan or LeBron. I'm going Kobe before LeBron. I don't know
Yeah.
why that argument's not in there more.
Kobe was definitely a dog.
He was a
Yeah.
dog. I've heard LeBron on multiple interviews talk about that.
Yeah.
If y'all have not watched the Redeem Team, I
Oh,
don't know
yes.
if it's still on Netflix.
It is.
When the U.S. went a few Olympics without winning the gold medal, and there was a lot of things in the world politically and that kind of thing going on. So a lot of NBA players just wouldn't even go over, to play in the Olympics. And so Kobe agreed to go play, and it was basically Kobe, and then it was a young LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and I think Bosh. And so they just talk about Kobe's work ethic.
Yep.
The thing that stuck out the most I can't remember what country it was in, but they basically, LeBron's on the interview saying this, that they got over there the first night. Of course, they had all worked out together over the summer.
They were in Vegas.
Was it Vegas?
Yeah, they were in
When-
Vegas, and
oh, it was when they were.
and everybody went out, and they were coming back in, and Kobe was going to.
4 a.m. in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All of them had gone out, had a good time, partied all night, and they were coming in the hotel. I think it was 4:30 in the morning, and they passed Kobe with a gym bag,
Grinding.
and they said, "Kobe, what are you doing?" He said, it's whatever day it is." He said, "I'm going to train. This is what time I start training," and they said they all stopped and thought, "Oh my gosh!" And LeBron said, "I went back to my room and thought, holy cow, what that's a different person right there." They said morning 2, LeBron was in the gym with him at 4:30.
Yep.
Morning 3, the rest of the team.
Yeah, they all joined,
So
Wow.
and then that's when he ran through Paul Gasol too.
His teammate.
Yeah, his teammate.
his best friend, his
Yeah.
teammate and best friend, they were, I believe, in the country that Paul lived in.
Yep.
Kobe had gone over to his apartment. This is the night before
Yep.
USA played them. Kobe had gone on to his apartment, had dinner with Paul and some of his teammates, cut up the whole night. They were truly best friends in life, and they said that ball tipped. I think it was the first series down the court, and Kobe said, "Hey, first play, we're running this play. I'm setting a screen on Paul," and
No, Paul was saying, he said that they're going to run, and Paul's
Oh,
going to set the screen.
that's
and
what it was.
And Kobe said, "I'm going to run through that blank's chest."
And they said that Paul came over to set a screen, and he ran through him and put him on his back. Literally
Mhm.
ran through him, stepped over him, and kept going, never looked back at him. And they said Paul got up and looked at him like, "What are you doing?" And LeBron said, "We all stood there and said, 'Oh, it's on now.'"
Yep.
And he said, "We went on to destroy him." I mean, it's if y'all have not seen that, you got to watch it. But anyways, I'm taking Kobe after Jordan.
I like
After
it.
Jordan, I like it too.
Yep.
Well,
All right.
I appreciate you coming on here. You educated me, especially I got 3
Oh, man,
boys
thanks
playing.
for having me. That was
Um,
awesome.
I guess I'm going to get my kids up there to see you.
Well, if I can ever help, like I said, even just kind of looking at things, and like I tell people all the time, it's just like, send me a video and let me just kind of break down mechanics sometimes too, if you want to, and
Okay.
go, all right, this is really what he needs to be doing, and I can maybe give you a drill or two to work with him on. So
All right.
yeah,
Well, great. Like
happy
you
to do
said,
it.
thanks for being on here.
Yeah,
I know this will help a lot of people. Just, as parents, sometimes we just need to sit back and make sure we're focused on the right things and how we can help our children as
Absolutely.
we're doing this. So thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on.
If you like this episode, please like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube, In the Stands Podcast.